Hey guys, this is VJ Medical at vijaystennis, where it's all things tennis. Hope you guys are going really well, and I have a very important and exciting topic, and this is probably the most important videos I've ever done out of the whole VJ's Tennis franchise of YouTube videos, however you like to call it. Now, why am I excited and a little bit nervous at the same time is I'm actually going to show you how to make your own electrolyte drink. Now, this is suitable for athletes or tennis players, and especially for people who are ill as well too. I'm going to be going through what are the electrolytes, what are the minerals and components of those in the electrolytes, why you should make your own homemade electrolyte drink, and ingredients, and obviously how to create it or make it. So, without further ado, boys and girls, let's get into this video. So, before I go on in this video, I'm going to go through all of my notes that I have with me in this video. But the other important thing is I'm not a qualified health expert, so please definitely reach out to someone who is a doctor or a nutritionist or a health practitioner, whoever it is. Make sure you see highly qualified people before you even try what I'm going to show you in this video. So, we're going to go through what are electrolytes. Now, electrolytes are a mix of minerals that work together to help us feel good and provide balance to the overall body and to function the body better. Now, as tennis players, our electrolytes are lost in sweat, always lost during physical activity, so we need to replenish those electrolytes straight away. Now, you could also lose electrolytes when you're ill, such as two main illnesses, like a stomach flu or a cold and flu, which of course you're going to need electrolytes, and you will lose electrolytes in those in the stomach flu or even the cold and flu or any type of viral infections. Now, electrolytes, you can also find them, or you can even eat them, really. You can even get them in good foods, such as fruits, vegetables, some meats and dairy products. So you can obviously get electrolytes not just in a drink form. You can obviously get it through foods and other types of resources. And there's so many varieties as well, like even dairy, coconut water alone, fruits, vegetables, like I said before, even watermelon. There's quite a few varieties out there. Now, we're going to go through the electrolyte components or minerals. Now, in my theory, there's around about 4 or 5. There's a component that is kind of relatively almost the same thing, except one or the other has a positive and negative ion charge. So, the first mineral that we'll talk about in the electrolyte is calcium, which provides support in nerve function and muscle contractions. Then we have magnesium, which is the second one, which will help or may help prevent muscle cramps and produces energy production. Then we have sodium or chloride or sodium chloride, which provides hydration and fluids into the body or in your body. And then the last one is potassium, which provides balance and good function in your overall body. Now, why on earth should you make your homemade electrolyte drink? Well, I have 2 reasons. The first reason is some electrolyte drinks on the market. Now, I'm not trying to disrespect them or anything like that, but I'm just going to be honest because that's how I work. Now, some electrolyte drinks on the market today, some of them, not all of them, but some of them contain high amounts of sodium, more so than potassium. And also some of them have even unnecessary sugars and other nasties in there that you don't really want and is not really beneficial anyway, and it's just sugar. The more sodium that you have in your body, it's going to drive your blood pressure up high, which is not good for you. And some of these drinks on the market today are refined and not naturally sourced. The second reason, well, ask yourself the same question. Would you make something homemade that is natural and gives you beneficial nutrients to your body, or do you want to go get an electrolyte drink in the supermarket that has pretty much what I was just, talking about just then in my first point? So, I mean, it's up to you. Now, hey, if you want to go get some electrolyte drink from a supermarket or whatever, hey, that's cool. No stress at all. But why I want to give you something that is sugar-free, almost natural, and it's fresh, and it's simply just so good for you. And I really wish I learned to do this ages ago, because I was one of those guys that bought electrolyte drinks from the supermarkets, like Gatorade and Powerade and all that. Yes, it helped, but I knew that it wasn't really good for me on a nutritional value. So I thought, alright, and, I tested this method out. And I did a lot of research. I watched a couple of YouTube videos and all those sort of things. And I made it pretty much really homemade. I mean, yeah, obviously there are products that has been given to me that's already been made, but realistically, I found that it is really good. I even had it when I was sick, and it really helped me recover quite a lot. And I remember experimenting it for the last 2 months. Now, quote me on this. I have been experimenting this for 2 months. And I went to have a hit with my friend Mario, who was an absolute legend. Love the kid. And he and I had a hit, and I was coughing for the first couple of minutes, and I was just playing tennis after recovering from a similar cold and flu issues that I had last year. And I started coughing a bit, I took the drink, and then within 10 minutes, I did not have a single cough whatsoever, and I played pretty much for the next hour and a half, and it gave me heaps of energy. So it was really good. I'm going to go through the ingredients, and then I will obviously show you how to make it in just a moment. So, I have 4 ingredients, and the first one is coconut water, which will act as fluids, and it does have a sweetness as well, but obviously it'll provide you hydration and potassium and all those sort of things. Also, make sure you get 100% coconut water, okay? Very important. And if you can get pure coconut water, that'll be a good idea. But if it says 100% coconut water, you should be fine. Then we're going to have the second ingredient is magnesium powder, which will add, it's like a supplement, and it will add some vital nutrients. It will help absorb the potassium and the sodium very well into the body, and it can or help prevent muscle cramps, but it can also build muscle relaxation. Now, when you're going through magnesium powder, you want to make sure that it is the right form for you, and there's quite a lot of forms out there, which I'm probably not going to go through in this video, but if you want to ask a few more questions, I will try to respond and help you as best as I can. And also when you are going to get magnesium powder, make sure it is non-genetically modified organisms. I think that's how you say it, right? Yeah. So non-GMO. And also no sugar in there whatsoever. But if it's naturally sweetened with stevia or monk fruit, that should be okay. Then, third ingredient we're going to have is a slice of lemon. Or you could even have half a lemon juice if that works for you. But personally, I like to have a slice of lemon, squeeze it into the bottle, and to just add the peel in there and just let it enhance the flavor and do its work. And this will obviously provide some vitamin C. And then, final ingredient is Himalayan salt. Now, this will act as a sodium, boost minerals into your body, and it does provide some small amounts of nutrients such as calcium, sodium, magnesium, potassium, and a small amount of iron as well. So, the more nutritional it gets, I think Himalayan salt is a very good choice, but you can also get sea salt, Celtic sea salt. However, though, you have to understand a couple of things. Now, if you are on a budget and you even want to get table salt or whatever, Okay, that's fine, but just make sure though, most salts that are budget friendly. Now, if you are going on a budget friendly salt option, like table salt or just, I guess, regular salt, now you may get some of the nutrients anyway. However, they aren't all 100% salt, and they are mostly refined. So if you see on the labels all these words that you don't even know or don't know what they mean, then it's probably not the salt for you. So some salts that are budget friendly, they will contain anti-caking agents, some other chemicals and toxins, and even microplastics, which is also not good for your body. So please make sure that if you can get it, make sure the salt is 100% unrefined. 100%. So if it says on the label that it is 100%, then you're good to go. So now I'm going to show you with my camera with all these ingredients right here, and we'll get into it. Okay, so let's show you how to make this drink. So we have the 100% pure coconut water. Make sure it is 100% and nothing else. Then we have the slice of lemon. We have the Himalayan salt, and this is only about roughly around about 5 or 6 rocks. So I would say you need to put at least a pinch of a teaspoon or just before a quarter of a teaspoon of Himalayan salt or whatever salt that you can use. And then we have magnesium powder, which is a quarter of a teaspoon of magnesium powder or a pinch of a spoon of magnesium powder. So, whatever you put in order doesn't really matter. I mean, you can pretty much just do what I do, really. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the coconut water. Alright. Also, oops, one thing, make sure you shake everything first before you put it in. Alright, so I'm going to pour it. And we're going to pour about 500 mils. This is a 600 ml bottle as well. But roughly I'm going to measure about 500 here. We will add the lemon, or the lemon peel. Now, how I normally do it, and I like doing this, but before you do what I do, make sure you wash the outside of the skin as well, just to get rid of all any unnecessary dirt or residue or anything like that. Now, what I like to do is I kind of like to squeeze the juice in before I do it. So it's kind of like this. So just squeeze all the juice, let it pour into the bottle. I know it doesn't look attractive, but that's what I normally do. So I just squeeze as much as I can, let the juice fall into the bottle, and then I just let the peel go into the coconut water. So now that we've done that, then add the Himalayan salt. All of it goes in there. You also don't want to add too much salt as well, because it can get really salty and you lose a bit of that sweetness. So just to give you a bit of information on that one. And then last but not least, we're going to add magnesium powder. So all the ingredients are in there now, and we're going to close the bottle. And then once we've done that, we're just going to shake the bottle. I mean, you can stir it if you want, but I like to shake it because it just pretty much absorbs everything in there and dissolves everything as much as possible. So just shake it. You want to shake this for about roughly a minute or 2 minutes, as much as you can, or even, I think probably a minute is probably the best time frame to get it all in. Once we do all that, well, how I normally go about it is once I shake it and everything, I create it at home, I go to the quartz, and you should allow this to absorb everything for about 15 minutes, just to let everything kind of dissolve and absorb all the nutrients, the flavors, and all that sort of stuff. And then wait for 15 minutes, and then we'll have a crack at this beauty. So we'll hit it very soon. Alright, we're back after 15 minutes of waiting for this to get ready. Now, I'm going to pour a glass so you can see what the drink looks like. So, let's pour it. Let's open it up. And here we go. Check out this deliciousness, tasty, natural, beautiful electrolyte drink. It is so good. It looks amazing. And we should probably give this a test, or a taste, eh? We should taste this. Let's have a look. So good. Refreshing, amazing, tasty. It's got sweetness into it. In fact, I didn't add any sugar or honey or maple syrup or anything of the sort. So it is sweet enough anyway. However, if you do want to sweeten it up a little bit more, I'd recommend having a product called stevia. So stevia is a plant-based sugar, and it's completely natural, free of other sugars and all that sort of stuff. So you can even get stevia in, I think, there's a powder form I've seen somewhere, but you may have to get it from like health stores. Or if that doesn't work, you can have honey, maple syrup. I think those are the two probably the best options of sweetness out there. So it is really good. Here's another option that I can recommend you if you do not want this particular recipe. So there's another option that I can give you, and that is option B. This one's option A, but option B, you could have filtered water. Now, if you are going to drink tap water, okay, fair, but the big problem with tap water is if you think that tap water is safe, well, you probably should check that again, because tap water contains pathogens, viruses, chlorine, fluoride, and that is not even good for you. So I'd recommend having filtered water if you can get it. Then in the filtered water you can add like a pineapple juice or an orange juice in there to actually sweeten it up, and then just add the salt and the magnesium powder in there, and you will also have a very, very good electrolyte drink. I can promise you with that as well. But this is my homemade electrolyte drink presented by vijaystennis, where it's all things tennis. Far out, I should make a commercial out of this. Anyway, but, and in terms of the ingredients as well, here's another thing that you also can point out. Now, look, I put a little bit of less salt, a little bit less of magnesium powder, but you may need a little more, you may need less. So, with all those things that I just mentioned, just that part there, whether you need more or less, definitely go check it out with health professionals, because they can be able to help you figure out what you really need, and what supplements you can be taking and all these sort of things. So, guys, cheers to good health. Cheers to a brand new electrolyte drink for all you guys to have. It's fairly easy, it's not that complicated, although you do need to obviously check magnesium powders and different forms out there, and according to what purpose or use is there for that type of, whether it's, you as a person, or if you're ill, or you need it to boost your energies when you're working out and stuff. So there are different forms out there. So definitely make sure. But if you really want if you really want to ask me what magnesium powder I use, you can definitely comment and I'll respond to that question. So, or any questions really for that matter in relation to this. So feel free to comment. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share this far and wide, because I'm telling you, this is a winner maker, and I really wish I knew this ages ago, because otherwise I'll be drinking this stuff every time when I go on court. So, anyway guys, take care, enjoy making your own homemade electrolyte drink. Anyway, peace out guys, take it easy, have a good one.